Well, I am cleaning today in the old van. I have gone over this twice already, and it's still kind of like just smearing mud around. Mud. I sprayed it and it turned to mud. But it is coming up easier. Look at those clouds coming. That just doesn't even look nice. Ew. So here is the one wall that hasn't been cleaned yet. And here is the wall I have been working on today cleaning, and it's taken me forever. But, this stuff all has to be done. Sometimes it's not the most interesting, but I thought I'd include it all. Recording. In this project, I ended up getting a lot of help. My youngest son, Andrew, and his older brother, Daniel, are contractors. And he brought his tool trailer over and he jumped in and just started going for it. And Daniel, too, is helping with everything. And poor Terry, he showed up and got put to work, too. George, first try. No way.
Good job, babe.
Tweeters. Thank you very much.
250. Whichever one's missing.
For your knees, dear.
Aww.
This is one of those things that I was talking about that I didn't really get a video of, and I really had no excuse for this one because I was just kind of there watching, but I get so enthralled in all this stuff. But Terry had gone under the hood and capped off the rear AC and heat lines, and then came up and started dismantling the vents and that for the heater, and we removed that big black heater out of there, so it's gone, thankfully. Thank you, Terry, for doing that. I am so sorry I didn't get more of that on video. But like I said, I was sitting there watching, and then parts of it I was involved in doing other stuff. There are so many little things that you have to do when doing these, and not too many people mention them, but there's little clips, seat belt keepers, the seat belts. I didn't quite get those all finished at home because I didn't have the correct Torx bit. Thankfully, Terry did. Speakers, and like I said, the headliner. Not to mention the cleaning. Have I mentioned the cleaning before? We got Terry from PNW Van Life helping me today. He brought me some solar panels.
Can't wait to get those damn things off.
He started shipping around in his van to go to bed at night. It's just water.
Rude.
You said you needed a shower. We had to undo the wiring for the headliner and disconnect the vents and the lights, dome lights, and the heater controls and that were in the rear. So lots of stuff to do to really prep. We wanted to get it done before Andrew and Dan came to help get the floor going. This is what you do when you can't afford summer tires and you have to have the studs out within the next 2 days. by April 1st. So, my sweet Terry from Pacific Northwest Van Life is here for a visit. He ended up getting put to work. Watch and learn. This is how we figure it is the easiest way to do it. We took the tire off. I'm holding the tire steady while he removes the studs.
Oops. Missed a bucket.
Yeah, and you lose 3 points for that. Spreads itself over that lip, and then he can get a grip. So if you watch there it goes.
Oh my God. Almost half.
Almost half. Okay.
Definitely not doing more than one a day.
No. This seat rail that Andy is working on right now ended up being the only one that we had to fight with. A couple of bolts came loose on it, but for the most part we had to cut into and grind down every single one of the bolts. But the second rail, the one along the driver's side wheel well, that well, it pretty much went the full length of the van. It actually had bolts all the way through that we could get to from underneath, and so it ended up just lifting right off after loosening those bolts. So that was a godsend. And so the seat rails are off, thank goodness.
Hi, YouTube. Watch what you're doing when you're running a grinder.
And thank goodness there were only two. I have seen some of these passenger vans that have 4 or 5 of them in there, partial ones and whole ones. All I have to say is, thank God for small favors, right?
Not much of it.
Wasn't that a lot bigger before you started cutting? It's probably hot.
Yeah, it was bigger.
Oh my gosh. That's the same size it was?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it eats those
They
up.
go quick.
Yeah.
Buy a bunch.
Well, that's basically how removing this seat rail went. Between the grinding, if you notice, there's some cuts in the steel, and we used a metal blade, or rather I should say Andy used a metal blade in a Sawzall to cut down and then cut across with a grinder.
I'm drilling a bolt, which is not fun. Not fun. No fun. Dealing with me forever is finally paying off.
So what's going on here is Andrew is going to repair the lower hinge on the rear passenger side door of the van. There's a little story to go with this. I didn't realize that it was broken until I'd had the van for a couple of weeks, and I opened it to work on it one day, and I went to shut it, and here the door was just hanging by the top hinge, completely disconnected from the bottom hinge. So I talked to a mechanic across the street from where I live, and he came over and helped me get the door kind of positioned back on the hinge so I could at least shut and lock it. Period. So anyway, I went over there and talked to him a couple days later about it, and they said that the hinge at the dealership was going to be over $300, of course, which made my eyeballs pop out. So I said, well, maybe I can find something cheaper on like eBay or something. And so I did. I hunted around and I found a hinge that they said was for the lower right-hand door of the back of the van. Anyway, that might not come out right. But anyhow, so I ordered that and it finally came in. Well, it was the wrong hinge. So I sent that back, and I hadn't really done anything about it. And then my son, I was telling him about it, and he said, I can fix that. So anyway, this is what he is doing now. And he did end up fixing it. And I am just totally dumbfounded that he could do that. And I am so pleased, and I am so blessed. So this is the door I'm talking about. Sorry about the dirt. The weather's been cold, so I haven't bothered to wash it down. Anyway, I couldn't open it any farther than right there. If I did, this hinge down here would slide off and the door would hang with its top hinge. Well, what Andy did is he took the door completely off and he drilled out the pin, the hinge pin, and he replaced it and welded the top of it so it would stay put, and he painted it and everything, and that so I can now open it all the way as a van door should. That is so awesome. I am so happy. What a bunch of talented kids I have, huh? What a lucky mom I am. Well, my friends, it's been a long couple of days, and it's time to take a day off and rest a little bit. Like I said, Terry has come to visit. We need to do a little relaxing and a little visiting. I can't make him work the whole time he's here. The boys had to go back to work this week too. Well, during the week. We did most of this over the weekend. And that, so I have a few more things I want to show you that I didn't get to here today, but this video is getting long enough, and I need to get this uploaded and ready for tomorrow morning for you guys. So I will see you again soon, next Sunday. We're going to keep working on the van. I think we're going to get the floor completely done with the pretty vinyl flooring on it as well. And that, so you stay tuned. You guys have a great week. Be safe. Be happy. See you soon. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell.